Jump
Right.
to.
Lovely. Shall we do the clapping and it's over to you guys? Yeah, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Hare Street's podcast. We are back with another video and we are here to interview our head teacher, Mr. COSTER.
We're going to start by asking you a few questions. My first question is, where did you work before Hare Street?
Okay, good morning, girls. Thank you very much for inviting me on your podcast. So the job that I had before Hare Street was as head teacher at a school called Pemberley, which is a school which isn't far from here and is much smaller, but there's lots of shared brothers and sisters because it's only just over the road. So I was the head teacher there, but it's a very, very different school.
Okay, thank you.
I've got a question. Why did you change the school uniform?
Okay, so good question. Uniform is something that I really am keen on. All right, it's something which I think makes you as the pupils feel smarter. It means that when we go outside of school, everybody looks the same, and it's easier to make sure that you've got everybody that's in your group. It prepares you for senior school, so you two are in year 6 now, yes?
Yes.
So obviously it's that first year of wearing something that's very much like the secondary school uniform that you will wear. And one of the things that I noticed, girls, was that it's often become very, very difficult for year 6s to start year 7 because there's so much change. So I thought if we had a uniform and actually people got used to wearing that in year 5 and 6, they were just used to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you wouldn't have to worry about. But the other thing is, girls, that although the school did have a uniform of sorts, there were some people that wore it and some people that didn't. I also like it as well. I like uniform, girls, because actually you can't tell much about a person, can you? Because everybody looks the same and dresses the same. It means that those people who perhaps come from richer families or families where they can buy lots more things look exactly the same as everybody else, so there's no difference. But yeah, I think that you and the other children in school that wear in the uniform look absolutely lovely.
Okay, thank you. I've got another question. Why did you change some of the foods on the school menu?
Right, well actually, do you know what? This has landed in my lap a few times. I didn't, my love. So tell me what changes you're talking about.
So we used to have it's only a few foods, but they were very popular foods that a lot of people would have and like.
Like which ones?
So there was we used to have a Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
And instead of a wrap, you could either have a wrap or a shell.
Okay.
And the shells were really popular, and a lot of people would have them.
Yeah.
And also there used to be like it was like, don't know how to explain it. It was.
Okay. Well, listen, just to jump in there. So, it's actually the chef. So our chef that makes those changes, and sometimes she makes them because we've had an item on the menu for a long time. And you said they were really popular, didn't you?
Yeah.
So it might have been on the menu for a long time. It might be something where she felt that it was time for something new. Also, as well, girls, it can be quite difficult sometimes to get hold of certain ingredients or things that the cost of the ingredients for that particular dish might have increased. And so when we make lunch for you, we want to make it a really lovely, wholesome lunch, but also not too expensive for your parents. So I'll talk to the chef. I'll talk to the chef, and next time I come back on the pod, I'll let you know. I'll clear that one up for you.
Okay, thank you.
I've got a question for you now. What do head boy and head girl do, and why do we have them?
So the head boy and head girl, to me, are a student representation of the school. All right. So when people come to the school, they obviously see your teachers. They'll see myself. They'll see the ladies that work in the office, and all of us are part of the school, and we give, our first job is to represent the school in the best fashion that we can. And with our head boy and head girl, I think that's their job. So their job is there was lots of different things I think they do to make sure that you as the other students, the other pupils, are looked after and you're listened to. And if there are things that you would like to see, like you mentioned tacos going back on the menu. So head boy and head girl could bring that to me, could bring that to the school council, and we can talk about that. And it gives everybody a voice. I think the head boy and head girl, they've obviously both been here for a long time, so they know the school really well. So when we have visitors, they can show them around, and so the head boy and head girl is a lovely position to have, and hopefully this year will be really good because it'll be the first time they've had a full year at it. So you remember Cullen and Sophia from last year? Yeah, they only really had a term, so they didn't get to kind of get their hands dirty. So we'll see what Albie and what Sydney want to do with the role, because obviously they're the head boy and head girl, so if there's something they feel they could be doing or something that they would like to do, obviously they've got that ability. Does that make sense?
Thank you. I've got another one. Why did you change the class names?
So in many primary schools, the class names are typically famous people or trees. All right, and I always think we can do something a little bit different. So in the school I was at before, we had class names. We started off with class names after American states. Name me an American state, girls. Just pick a state. Texas. Another one.
California.
Well done. Another one.
Florida.
Well done. Superb. So for me, it was just something a bit different. We had lots of children who, obviously everybody knows about America because we watch so much TV, don't we? We watch all the Netflix shows that are all set there, so it almost feels like we know it well. But it was just a bit different, girls. Then what we did was we changed it to sculptures. So obviously Harlow is a sculpture town, and there are many, many sculptures across the town. So we named our classes after the sculptures, like Energize, which is the sculpture outside of Leisure Zone. Now, the reason I changed the names of the classes in here was because we'd named them after flowers and trees for a long time. But also it's really important to me that you and your teachers know the town really well, because there's lots of wonderful things that happen in Harlow, girls, lots of really brilliant things which is important that you know about, and knowing what areas are in the town is important to me. So knowing where the town park is, where Hubbard's Hall is, all of these things which the names of the classrooms have been taken after, because you come from Harlow and I want you to be proud of that. And if we have the class names on the doors every day and you're seeing them every day, then it makes you think about the town that you live in. Yeah. Question to you: if I was going to say to you two, we'll name the classes after something that you choose, something you decide, what theme would you choose, girls?
I would still like the trees and the plants.
Is there a reason for that?
I think it's just because we're quite used to it, because our whole, ever since we've been in Hare Street, since nursery and reception, we've been called trees and plants and stuff
okay, but thinking outside the box, if I said to you, right, all bets are off, you two can choose, pick a theme, right, that's not trees or flowers, what would you choose? Anything off the top of your head? Go on, be bold. Anything.
Places in the town.
Places in that, which is kind of what we've got now. Yeah, or in the town centre. Do you mean like shops?
Yeah.
Well, you have a Primark class.
I'd love to
Claire's
be
accessories
class. Maybe colours.
Okay. So orange, blue, red. Okay.
Yeah.
And which class would you want to be in? What's your favourite colour?
Purple.
There you go, purple class. Okay, purple class, stand up. Time for assembly.
About the class change names.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be hard for the younger children to know? Because when we call out their name in assembly, it gets confusing because there are two children. Some might be called Gracie and another person might be called Gracie. Yeah. So they both stand up and we don't know which one is which.
That has happened to me lots of times. I think sometimes when you've got such a big school and you've got lots of children who have got the same names, those clashes are going to happen, aren't they, girls? It's really difficult to stop it. So hopefully we get it right when the right people stand up for the merit or the star certificate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Why did you change the assembly times?
I'm going to let you into a little secret here, girls. Right? If I told you I didn't really like assemblies that much, would I get into trouble for that?
No,
good.
I don't really
like them
either.
Coming together and having an assembly where we all sit and we talk through a common theme, or we're sharing messages, or we're singing, it's absolutely brilliant. And the reason I changed, the two reasons I changed assembly times was that the first thing is that in the morning, and you two can tell me if you think this is right, when you come in first thing in the morning, that is the part of the day where you are the freshest. All right, so you've had you've had 8 or 9 hours sleep, you've had your breakfast, parents have brought you in, so that morning period is where you've got all the energy and you're ready to go and you're ready to produce lovely work. And I thought about it last year because we had assemblies at like 9:05, didn't we? Was it 9:05?
Yeah.
And that's prime time, isn't it, for people to be. And so I thought, do you know what? If we did it after lunch, not only does it give people a chance to sit and just relax for 15 minutes after lunchtime, it helps us out as staff because it means that those teachers that have been out supervising you at lunchtimes can have a little bit of a break and have a cup of tea whilst someone's doing the assembly. But I think most importantly, it just means that we don't pull you away from all that lovely work at a point in the day where you're probably freshest and you're doing the best work that you're going to do. Because as the afternoon goes on and it's 2:00, and you get tired, don't you? Or even as the morning goes on. So having assemblies after lunch just gives you the opportunity to sit and relax. Yeah?
Yeah.
Super.
Oh, so the question ain't on here, but I've got another one. Why
Help yourself.
did you change the break time?
Right. Because that was just done to just make things easier. So when we had a break time where the younger children went first and then you guys went after, it went on for a long time. And also it means that we have it becomes more difficult to make sure we've got the right amount of teachers out there on staff and they're looking after you. So if we have just one break time where you're all out together, it just makes it easier. Also, do you think it's nice to see the younger children?
Yeah.
Because I think one of the lovely parts about being in a school like this, especially at the start of the year, is when lovely pupils like you can spend time with the year ones and the year twos who are really still getting used to it.
Yeah.
And if they've got any problems, you can help them. And obviously we've got the arts leaders, which Mr. Ashford sorts out. We've got the PE leaders. So. They can do more work with the little ones. And I just think it's nicer if everybody comes out togetger rather than them having a separate break all year. You two have just got the because you've lost 10 minutes on your lunch, haven't you?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, girls.
It's
Sorry
fine.
about that.
Anyway, that's all for today's pod. Thank you for letting us interview you.
You're very welcome.
We hope you've enjoyed being on the pod, and thank you.
Thank you for having me on, and I'd like to come back, and we can maybe if I come back after Christmas or sort of February half term, we can have a little chat about whether the menu has made a difference, whether the lunch times have made a difference, or whether you feel assemblies, because actually it's you guys that are at the centre of a lot of this. And I'd like to hear your feedback.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Girls. Thank you for having me on.
I enjoyed them.
Yeah.
I enjoyed interviewing Mr. Costa.
Because
I think he had the right answers as well that I was hoping for.
Because I was so eager to find out why did he change the classes' names.
Yeah, because we've always, ever since reception or nursery, we've grown up with like Rosehip, Daisy, Bluebell, and all of them. So we've got used to them. I was expecting to go into year 6 and be a time, not a Netswell.
Yeah.
But I do like the names now. I think this is very unexpected because we've just got used to all the other names. But I was overall happy with the answers. I was hoping for most of the answers that he's actually replied with.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for next time we interview him to see how he's changed like a few things like he said he was going to.
Yeah.
And just to see how the school's doing then.
Yeah. If you guys have any more questions for Mr. Costa, comment down below in the comment section. And that's it.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Goodbye from Marley.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye from Sorochi.
Bye. We were just talking on the podcast about the new class names of Hare Street with Mr. Costa. So we just thought we'd give you a little tour about all of the classes. Yeah. This one here is Hepworth House class. It's year 1 and the teacher of the class is Mrs. Shields. The one in front is
Pound and Wood class, and the teacher in that class is Mr. Foley.
And I'll speed this little bit up in between classes. I'll go. Ready? And then stop and turn around.
This class is a year 1 class called Mulberry Green. The teacher is Mr. Kenyon. And this one down here is...
Hang on, wait till you stop and then I'll...
This class here is called Little Captains, and the teacher in here is Mrs. Gibbons.
And it's a year 2 class. Okay, 2 year 4 classes. This is Potter Street class. It's a year 4 class. And
what's it called?
this class is called Potter Street class. It's Mr. Grant's class, and it's a year 4 class.
This is another year 4 class, and it's called Hubbard Hall, and the teacher in here is Mrs. Allen, and it's a year 4 class.
Oh, there's Miss Allen. Woo. Come in.
This is a year 6 class, and it's called Gibbard Garden class, and the teacher in here is Mr. Abbott.
There he is, hard at work.
This is my class, Maxwell class. It's a year 6 class, and the teacher of this class is Mr. Whelan.
This class is a year 3 class, and it's called Park Med class, and the teacher in here is Mr. Harvey.
Park Mead.
Park Mead.
Park Mead, there we go.
This class here is a year 5 class. The teacher is Miss Damwell, and it's called River Stork class.
Nice. Go for it.
This class is a year 3 class, and it's called Latin Bush class, and the teacher in this class is Mrs. Woodward.
This is another year 5 class called...
Turn around.
This is another year 5 class called Wisdom's class, and the teacher is Mr. Brewington.
This class is called Toddbrook class, and it's reception, and the teacher in here is Mrs. Clipson.
Come on, let's go up here. This class is another reception class. It's called Water Gardens class, and the teacher of the class is Mrs. Grant. The last class of Hare Street is in nursery class, and it's called McAlpine class, and the teacher is Mrs. Lucia. Bye.